Welcome back to Deeper Conversations. I am Dr. Barbara Swinney, your life and holistic leadership coach and coach trainer. I am also the founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global and the founder of this podcast, Deeper Conversations. This is a platform where women in leadership come to heal, lead, and learn how to leverage their stories and strategies for life, love, and leadership. So, as you can imagine, on this podcast, we'll be talking to powerful women about life, love, and leadership. They're going to share their strategies for healing, for leading, and then teaching you how to leverage your story, how to use your story to impact other women, how to use your story to start a business, how to use your story to create a platform. So listen in to all of these deeper women. What's your story, or how has the hair journey impacted you? And then just how far does the hair journey go back for you?
That's a great question.
Okay.
And you know all about this question. However, I'm still struggling with this hair journey, and every day it's a fight to really try to embrace my natural hair and to love it for where I'm at and where it is, and speak life over where it is, because it's easy to look at the progress that you're making or look at the state that it's in and feel this is not it. I do not like this. And it's very easy to talk down on yourself than it is to uplift yourself. And it takes a lot of practice. So let's just start there.
Okay.
But the trauma of natural hair for me dates back to very young.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Very young. I definitely have the typical little black girl story. If my mom never permed my hair would probably be down my back. But having to grow up and for black girls, your hair is very much a part of who you are. And for a long time, I had no idea that I even had a curl pattern.
Oh, wow.
So discovering that I had a curl pattern really shifted the way that I looked at myself. And I'm always trying to embrace myself, because as I'm always growing and changing and evolving. I have to, each stage of myself, I have to embrace that stage of myself. That's so good. It's a never ending cycle with this confidence thing.
Right.
It never ends. But the hair piece, my hair had gotten to the point where it was like I had stopped getting relaxers, and it was so damaged to the point where I would wash my hair and it would just be straight. You would think that I had a relaxer, but I hadn't had one in probably like maybe 5 years. And I just thought, oh yeah, that's just how it is. And then the natural hair movement started to happen, or started to boom, and you started to see more girls with curly natural hair. And I remember one time when I first went to go get my hair done by my mom, one of my mom's hairstylists, and she just did a regular silk press on me, and it was so thin. Like, it was so thin and so frail, and she said, the hairstylist looked at me, she said, I cannot let you walk out of here like that. And you're laughing, but that's a true statement, verbatim. She looked at me after her hard work, she looked at me and said, I cannot let you walk out of here like that. And so thus me being introduced into sewing. Like, I had an emergency sewing. Like, that was so bad. It was that bad that I had to get an emergency sewing. She sewed in the hair. And of course I loved it. Like, who doesn't love to have hair?
Right.
And that became my thing for the next, like, throughout high school. And my senior year of high school, after prom, I decided, okay, I want to take the hair out. and took the hair out and washed my hair, and I actually had curls. I actually had curls to work with and to play with, and that started my journey into my natural hair, really with the curly part of my natural hair, and really trying to embrace that. Then we go on to college. I move away, and I'm used to getting my hair out. Well, at the time, I was used to getting my hair done every 2 weeks. And
Why were you able to get your hair done every 2 weeks?
well, the same reason why my hair fell out in the first place.
Why is that?
Because my mother didn't know what she was doing. So, freshman year of college, first time away from home, not really trusting of any other hairstylist. So I really had to learn how to do my hair on my own. And I became really good at doing my own hair. I know I'm in my like assistant gear right now, but I can really fix up. You wouldn't know. You don't know. I really do this hair thing when it comes to myself. I really do take the time to maybe not care for my hair, but I'm gonna style it. I'm not gonna be looking crazy. So that really was also a journey in itself, just learning how to do my hair myself and find products that work for my hair. Still looking for those products.
So how now, I know you have a few projects coming up that you're working on. You are considering writing a children's book.
Okay.
And planning to use your hair journey to help other girls. You want to tell people a little bit about what you're thinking about doing next?
Okay, so right now since I've graduated from North Carolina A&T, I have been kind of in the middle of like, starting a career, figuring out like going back to school and getting, advancing in my career. But right now I am a substitute teacher, and I spend a lot of time with elementary school kids, and our population is predominantly Black and Hispanic. And a lot of my time consists in pouring into them. And because I know at that age, it's hard. It's hard because you're learning yourself, especially the older you get into the more the grade levels go up. Like in kindergarten, they really don't care. But as you get older, like the 3rd through 5th graders, especially the girls, they are really developing and learning about themselves, and that's when they start to look at the differences in each other. And sometimes they can be very cruel to each other. And I step in a lot of times and reinforce that you are beautiful, no matter what your hair is looking like, no matter if your mom brushed your hair that morning or not, you're still very beautiful, and you're still very much worthy of love and all good things in life.
Can you share the story that you told me about the other day with the little girl that you saw in the hallway?
Yes, so this little girl, she's really special to me because I love it when I can love on them. Like sometimes a lot of the students, you can tell that they're really loved at home, but the ones that really need it, that it really warms my heart. So I was standing in the hallway, and I was standing by the door trying to get some service to look at some emails, and I hear a little bit of scuffling behind me, and this is kind of her thing. She doesn't like to let me know that she's there and needing of attention, but she just makes sure she's close enough that I hear her and I can turn my attention towards her. So I turn around and I see that it's her, and she just looks really upset, and I'm like, so what's going on? Like, at first I turned around and said, hey, how are you? Good morning. Happy Friday. And she was really upset. I said, it's way too early to be upset about anything right now. What is going on? And she was quiet for a minute and still kind of looked upset. And then she opened up and she told me that, she said, my mommy didn't brush my hair today. I said, what do you mean? You look beautiful. And I'm looking at her from the front. And she said she didn't brush the back up. And I said, is that why you don't want to go into class? And she said, yes. And I said, you know what? I said, you know you're beautiful, right? And she was like, yes. I said, regardless if your hair is brushed, if it's looking a mess, or if it's just freshly done, you are beautiful. And don't worry about what anybody else says. I told her, if they have something to say, then they need to give you some money to go get your hair done. And I had a bobby pin in my bun. I was wearing a bun, and I said, "Do you want me to bobby pin it up, like the back up?" She was like, "Yeah." So I did the best I could and just bobby pinned it, and I let her know that I'll do better with bringing like gel and edge control. So if mommy can't or runs out of time and can't brush your hair up, I'll do it when I see you. And I said, "Okay, are you going to be able to go back in class?" She said, "Yes." I said, "You going to go?" And she said, "No." I said, "Okay, that's fine. Take your time. Let's sit with that. But next time I see you, I want to see you walking with your classroom and having a good day." And she went on, and I ran into her class again, and they're talking about so-and-so said that you are her auntie. And for a lot of the girls in that school, I do serve as like a big sister, auntie, mentor kind of thing. But it's very fulfilling. And I feel like I'm healing my younger self through them.
The second grader with the little short bead on the side.
The second grader whose hair started falling out. Let's just start there.
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, she didn't know. And then, so we're talking about the hair journey. So it didn't just stop in college there. My hair started to flourish a little bit, and I went through a red hair phase where...
red hair phase.
Everybody needs to go through one. I think that was one of the most liberating times in my life when I had red hair. I did not care. And I didn't care. I did not care for my hair at all. Like, whatever looked cute is what I did, and I rocked it until there was no hair left to rock. It was so bad. It was so bad. My senior year of college, I can be pretty impulsive with my hair. Seasonally, I cut bangs and things like that. So one day I got out the shower and I like wet my hair, and it was so stringy, but you could see like the fro coming in, and I just took some scissors and said, and I was like, okay, so we're doing this. So I just cut it all off.
I don't think that's how the story went, though.
Huh?
I don't think you just cut it like that. I remember that day, we Zoomed.
Yes.
And you were standing in the mirror crying
over your hair.
You had not started cutting it yet. You were just like, look at it. You see what it's doing? You can see through it.
Oh, yes. I always reference this picture. If you all have ever seen the Proud Family movie, when Mr. Carver took his mask off and he was the monster underneath with the hair, burned up hair, that's exactly how I look. And I wish we could insert a picture up in this podcast, because oh my gosh, I left myself no choice but to cut it.
So maybe one day, once you get the courage and you're completely healed on this part of your journey, we can share the video where you were crying and I had to cheer you on.
I mean, we can already share that. My hair was red, and you can see I have a full head of black hair now. So it's grown out. It may not be where I want it to be. It may, and sometimes it is. Sometimes I still cry over my hair.
Okay, so let's get back to the leverage. You're healing. You're in the healing process. You're becoming a more effective leader in your own life because you're really getting to who you are. How are you going to leverage this hair story, your hair journey, and how it's impacted your confidence to help other women, girls?
I think that I will be able to leverage this because I feel like my leverage is also goes hand in hand with my healing, because through pouring into other women and girls who may have been going through the same thing or are about to go through the same thing as far as their hair, it's helping me, because you know how I can be when it comes to myself. So, and you said something the other day that was really a turning point for me, and I've been trying to do better since then. But you said you would never say those things that you say about yourself, to any of your little girls. And I was like, man, I wouldn't. She said, that is cruel. What you say to yourself is cruel. And I go in on myself. I never had anybody go in like that on me, and I'm sure if they did, we would have some serious problems. And so yes, I have been trying to do better with like looking at myself in the mirror and being like, yes, girl, but it's like it's a yes, girl. And maybe one day we'll have a couple of exclamation points behind that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So you did tell me that you were interested in writing a book, a children's book.
Yes.
And kind of based on your journey with your hair, and you wanted to highlight kind of the journey between two girls, but not necessarily going from the struggle with your hair, but from a place of celebrating each other as girls with curly hair. And you were going to name it what?
It's going to be a series called Curl Friends. The first book that will be coming out soon is going to be called You Go Curl Friend. And it's basically going to be about a relationship between two little girls where they are realizing that they are more alike than they think. And when they are celebrating one another, then they're celebrating themselves.
That's good. That's good. So I know that you took a break from social media, so people are not going there right now to find you.
Don't.
So on another episode, I'd like to talk about your social media journey and how you stepped away and why you felt like you needed to step away. And then kind of the calm that you found since you stepped away from social media. So we'll come back and do that one because that's
when my hair is done.
So they won't go to social media and find you and say, oh, that's not her. But Jharde, it has been a delight. I recently hired you. You're a part of my team now as my assistant. I like your assistant gear. Show your Deeper Women Living the Deeper Life shirt.
Don't get my gut.
She is on the team. You've done an outstanding job. I'm super proud of you and the woman that you are becoming.
Well,
and I'm just proud to be your mommy.
Well, thank you.
All right. Good job, girl. You can catch Deeper Conversations on all of the major podcast platforms and on YouTube. Go to Deeper Leader TV and you'll be able to find every episode of Deeper Conversations.